Prabhuji Maharaj disciple.
Okay. Till which sloka we speak? 23, 25. We read till 20. 23 we read, na? Yes. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashthaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Neshtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. So, 24th verse. Yoga, that we have done or what? Previous one? 11, 16, 24. Yoganam Brahmayagyoham Vratanam Ahimsanam Avihimsanam Vayivagnya Akrambhavagatu Suchinam Apyam. This is finished. So we discussed yesterday about study of the Shastra, correct? Yajnanam Brahmayagyoham. So study of the Shastra or chanting of Japa, both are, that means equal and equal importance is given. So why it is sacrifice? Because japa means you have to sacrifice the freedom of mind wandering here and there. Study of Shastra also, one has to be focused. The mind has to be, as Krishna says before, of all those who are unconquerable, I am mind. So, mind is a key factor in Japa Yajna or even Brahma Yajna also. So, for the brahmacharis, Brahmana brahmacharis, there is a Brahma Yajna every day they have to perform. There is a Panchamaha Yajnas are there. One of the Yajna is also Brahma Yajna. What is Brahma Yajna means? That he has to spend a part of his time in a day in reciting the Shastra. That is the way by which he is absolving his rina or his debt towards the rishis, the sages. So you can't give anything to the sages, they don't want either. But which way you can absolve your debt? The forefathers were offering pinda or prasadam, Vishnu prasadam. And for rishis, how you do that? For aditi, by giving food and hospitality. But for the rishis, is absolved by studying the shastra which they have given. So that is Brahma Yajna. So now also in the Gurukuls, the boys they perform Brahma Yajna. How they perform? They recite one chapter of a particular Veda Shaka every day, different Shaka, and they chant one mantra and offer wood in the fire sacrifice, and chant another mantra, offer wood. So they perform now also as a ritual. They perform Brahma Yajna every day. So this Brahma Yajna is important, especially for brahmacharis. Till he gets married, he continues the Brahma Yajna. Other than his Sandhya, Gayatri. For us, it can be like, we are chanting Brahma Yajna means Cheto Darpana Marjana, for example. Reciting that, we are absolving our rina towards Mahaprabhu gave us. Mahaprabhu as a God, what is asking us is to chant the holy name, preach to others. That is one thing. Also, Mahaprabhu given the 8 verses he has given as a teaching personally, Cheto Darpana Marjana. So recitation of that is kind of a Brahma Yajna also. Or you are reciting Bhagavatam verses, so that absolves our debt to Vyasadev, So the reading or reciting the Mula, not just translation, not just purpose. Okay, the most important is the meaning, but also one has to come in touch with the Mula. Mula means the original writings. So Prabhupada often emphasized Govindam Adipurusham prayers. He emphasized why Prabhupada painstakingly given word-to-word meaning. Why he has given transliteration, Devanagari script transliteration, word-to-word meaning. And every day Prabhupada started a system of repeating the line of Bhagavatam and reciting and repetition. So this is all given importance for the Shastra, Mula, when she speaks about Gajendra offering prayers. So Prabhupada speaks there also. The Indradimna Maharajas previously was offering prayers, So those prayers he remembers in his next life also. So that is importance of offering prayers is mentioned. So that is importance of studying the Mula. There is a saying that Anyaya Vedantam Nirmula Kalakshepam Akinchit Karam. What does it mean? That somebody is studying Vedanta but he doesn't know Nyaya Shastra. So he can't penetrate much into that. So that has to be there. Similarly, Nirmula Kalakshepam. I can speak on Bhagavad Gita first chapter for 20 days. But somebody asked me, tell one shloka from the first chapter. I don't know. So that's called Nirmula Kalakshepam. I don't know the Mula, but I can explain the meaning of that. So it's not just a parrot repetition, but one should have the grip of the Mula. Mula means the original words of the author, either Krishna or Vyasadeva or Valmiki or other acharyas. So getting in touch with the original words of the Shastra, that is also called Brahma Yagyam, and especially for Brahmachari this is very important. So that's why Brahma Samhita recitation, so that particular culture of recitation. Children also, kids also, that should be given very important. Easily they can do it, 2 twos or 4, 3 twos or all is how they learned just by repetition. Janaga, Namana, all they don't memorize, Brahma Samhita, So like that there should be a part of the time spent just recitation. Some temples I don't know, here you don't have anything like that, no? Some temples I suggested, some temples they are doing, not that I suggested, but they themselves are doing. After the Siksha Ashtakam, one chapter of Prahlad Stuti one day, Monday Prahlad Stuti, Dhruva Maharaj Stuti, 11 verses, it takes 3-4 minutes. And next day will be Gajendra prayers. Next day will be Prahlad, long prayer, so break it to half, Next day will be Kunti's prayers. So 6 days, 6 prayers, just recite. Take some 6-7 minutes, one japa, one mala. And then next week, Monday again start with same prayers, Kunti's prayers or Gajendra prayer, Dhruva's prayers. So a matter of, if you do it regularly, in just 1 year, the brahmacharis will be holding in their grip so much of mula. Not just brahmachari, anybody attends morning program, especially for brahmacharis. Yes, Prabhu. You are okay now?
Prabhuji, have a question?
Just a minute, Mataji. Here Prabhuji is asking. After this, you can ask Mataji.
We did Purnima to Purnima or Ekadashi to Ekadashi. Like for example, same Bhagavad Gita chapter, 15 days recite, same Govinda Damodar, some 25 shloka. So that in 1 year, solidly you are able to do once in a 15 days, one chapter. So 1 month, 2 chapter. 1 year.
You are all doing here, I didn't see.
No, we used to do in Gurukul, not in ashram. I don't have any control here.
Now, Gurukul is, I'm not talking about Gurukul, is you can do even more also.
Hours and hours of recitation.
So I propose this system in temples, but that's
Not who does?
this like a lathe man's, that goldsmith blow and what is the other one? Lathe shop blow, So goldsmith blow means dhire ek hi jagah par thoda karte rahte. So like that, we don't have a luxury to recite for 2 hours, 1 hour. Hey, you are becoming jnani karke bol denge. So I said, okay, like for example, Yontah praveshya mamavacham imam prasuptam sanjeevayatta kila shakti dharaswadhamna anyancha hasta charana shavanattvakadin pranan namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam. Next sloka. Like that, if you recite in we didn't calculated the minutes, 1 minute 20 seconds or 2 minutes 30 seconds over. So the 2 minutes 30 seconds, if you cannot spend for the mula, then zindagi tak Dhruva Maharaj ke shloka yaad karte rahenge hum. So this I said, but I said, then why don't you do it? I can't do it alone myself. That's why all of you, let us come together. So you do it separately. So we started before Bangla, we used to get up and few brahmacharis to recite like that. But it doesn't last for long. To be part of the program, then automatically comes. So anyway, but I saw in some temples they do this. Yeah, like that, So I said, Cheto Darpanamarjanam. Okay, that takes so much time. So I said, okay, bhav ka sadgar hai, theek hai. He said, Cheto Darpanamarjanam bhava mahadavagri nirvapanam sheyakairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadhu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipatam purnamrita swadanam sarvatmasnapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. So you want, basically time is the problem, no? So this change the meter, then you can take 1/4 of the time you can complete it. So add something more. But then our tradition is like this only. So anyway, what I am saying is that the idea is that the Moola, okay, Brahmachari class every day recite. Like in Chowpati, Maharaj said every day Brahmachari should recite Magyana Timirandasya to last. That's how we memorize, Jayatam Sarutta Pangu, all these things. So just simple thing only, you don't have to work hard. So the Gurukul system means Shabda Brahma. Shabda Brahma has to be in touch with Brahmachari means Brahmani Charate iti Brahmachari. Brahma also means absolute truth. Brahma also means Vedas. Brahma also means Brahmana. Brahma also means Chaturmukha Brahma. So Brahma also means Atma. Brahma also means Jati. So here Brahmachari means he who is in touch with Brahman, the absolute truth, or he who is in touch with Brahma, that is the Shastra, Vedas, Bhagavatam. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye, that Brahma refers to the Vedas. So that is regarding Yajnana Japayagyosmi. So next, Mataji is asking somebody?
Yeah, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I take tuitions for small kids, Prabhuji. So when my kids they come, no, so first thing they have to do is as soon as they come, they will recite Bhagavad Gita shlokas, and every day they will recite, and then only they will start doing their normal school homework or whatever it is like. So this was one thing I wanted to share, and very nicely they
Where is
came to.
this school?
Prabhuji, no, I'm not running any school. It's home tuitions in my own home only, Prabhuji.
Pune.
Yeah. In Golok, behind temple only, Golok Vrindavan
Right.
Society, Prabhuji. And what I have seen is, even senior KG children, they pick up very nicely. They can recite more better than me also, in fact, I can tell you. And they actually, they remember also. Like, for example, my senior KG students now, if they go to 5th grade also, now, even after many years, they do like that after every 15 days you recite one prayer, and then the next Ekadashi you start reciting another prayer. This is one I want to share. And Prabhuji, yesterday that topic was little incomplete, which I didn't understand when you said that Senanim Aham Skanda, among the generals I am Skanda. So that what was that conclusion? I didn't understand, Prabhuji. Or we didn't discuss only. You had given us food for thought, but I didn't understand.
No, we haven't concluded. We asked all of you bring with your different guns blazing, so different things. We have to discuss just for discuss today, but we had a quite heavy prasadam. I don't know how it will work today. We'll discuss. We supposed to discuss today actually. We'll take it eventually. Huh? Oh yes. Thank you. Good reminder. Yeah, that is yeah. We'll discuss that also. Both things. Yes. We'll discuss. Is it okay? We'll discuss little later.
Yes, Prabhuji, definitely. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Hmm. Just tell Shai to come back on this. She waste her time. Sorry. So, this particular shloka, yoganam atma samrodho mantrosmim vijigitsatam anvikshiki kaushalanam vikalpak khyātivādinām.
Among the 8 progressive stages of yoga, I am the final stage, samadhi, in which the soul is completely separated from illusion. Among those desiring victory, I am prudent political counsel, and among process of expert discrimination, I am the science of the soul, by which one distinguishes spirit from matter. Among all speculative philosophers, I am diversity of perception.
So, yoganam atma samrodho. Among the 8 stages of yoga practice, Ashtanga Yoga, the ultimate stage, Samadhi. So, why it is called Atma Samrodha? So, the Yama Niyama Asana Pranayama Pratyahara, Prabhupada so often he speaks about this. So, in that, the modern community, they don't bother about Yama Niyama, they directly go to Asana. Little bit of Pranayama. And what about that the goal of asana pranayama is actually samadhi. So they don't bother about it at all. But Krishna says it's like taking admission in LKG. So you got to first standard. But then first standard is not a goal of life. You have to go to 10th standard. So they stop there only. That's why Krishna says, of the yoga, I am the samadhi, the last stage. And second is mantroham vijigitsatam. Of the prudent political counsel, asmi I am vijigitsatam, among those desiring victory. Anvikshiki. So this is something interesting. This is 16th chapter, correct? There is a chapter where speaks about Krishna, what he learned from Sandipani Muni. 10th canto. I am trying to search for that. I don't have this good search here. In Bhagavatam 10th canto, what are things Krishna learned from Sandipani Muni? In that, one of the Shastra he learned from Sandipani Muni is Anvikshiki Shastra. So, that Anvikshiki Shastra is called Nyaya Shastra. So, Krishna says, Anvikshiki Kaushalanam, that of those who are, I am the science of the soul by which one distinguishes spirit from matter. So that Anvikshiki Shastra, what it is called Padartha Shastra. So what the Padartha Shastra does, that it analyzes all the Padarthas in the world and categorizes them and speaks what is what. So why we should worry about Padarthas in the material world? So that we understand that the Atma is different from all these Padarthas. So Nyaya Shastra will teach about Dravya Guna Karma Samanya Vishesha Samavaya Bhavaha Sapta Padarthaha. So just like for example, if you want to call this assembly, or also the online devotees, that I can put it in the 1 category, 2 category, 3 categories. 1 category means what? Student of Bhaktivedanta course. 1 category, correct? Okay, I'll put in a 2 category. Say gents and ladies, like that, Okay, 3 categories. If you want to put that, then you say Brahmachari, Grahastha, and Grahastha Vaishnavis, like that, So different categories we can put. So the modern science is working hard to put things into, as less as possible. Put everything into 1 category, 2 categories, like that. So, but the Vedic Shastra also does that. So that Nyaya Shastra is basically on that side, that is called Padartha Shastra. How to categorize, how to see this world in different categories and understand. So in that sense, Nyaya Shastra, some Shastra says there are 7 Padarthas. Some say there is 24, some say there is there is 18, some say there is 9, like that, Gita also speaks about, Bhagavatam also speaks. So the Padartha Shastra, Nyaya Shastra is especially on that particular topic. So Anvikshiki here refers to that particular Shastra. The same word Anvikshiki also is seen in one of the Shastra which Krishna learned from Sandipani Maharishi. In that 10th canto, you will get that word also. So what is Anvikshiki Shastra means? That a person is seeing as it is, what is what, the world. Why we should study about the world? So they say that first understand the world, and after thoroughly analyzing the world, you understand that from the world, I myself is separate. I am in different category from the world. Since I am different from this world, and this world is ultimately giving misery, I should somehow or other get me away from this world. And then a person starts this spiritual life. So for that, they analyze the whole world into different categories. So that is called Anvikshiki Shastra. So that's why Prabhupada here says that in the translation, he said that among the process of expert discrimination, I am the science of the soul by which one distinguishes spirit. The whole Nyaya Shastra's goal is to separate Atma from the Anatma. What is Anatma? What is Atma? That's the whole understanding of the Nyaya Shastra. But then their conclusion is that after separating the Atma from Anatma, Atma from the matter, what happens to the Atma? Then they say the goal of life is that Atma should be free from misery, and there they deviate, that they don't accept Krishna and all those things. Some kind of vague concept of God is there. So anyway, but that Shastra, this Anvikshiki Nyaya Shastra, helps us to, it can help us to think in a very sharp way, by which you can understand Shastra also. So Mahaprabhu was expert in that. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was very expert in that. And in fact, Mahaprabhu was so expert that he would argue with people. Murari Gupta and Mukunda, they used to run away from Mahaprabhu from distance only. When Nimai comes, immediately Mukunda would take a different route and go away. Because Nimai would ask, okay, tell your definition of what is moksha. And he will tell the definition. And then Nimai will defeat him. No, this is the wrong definition. So then you tell your definition. Nimai will tell the definition. Oh, this is very nice. Then Nimai will tell that, what definition I gave is actually wrong. But really, you spoke nicely only. See, I am defeating my own argument. Then he will use again logics to defeat what he said. So then he said, oh, you said you are wrong, then what is the right one? Then he would say something else. Finally, Mahaprabhu will tell that whatever he spoke in the beginning, he will re-establish that, So by the time the class will start at 10 o'clock, it will go until 1 o'clock. I wasted my 3 hours. And there's not a single word of Krishna came. So next day, again, then finally I will conclude. Okay, today it's sufficient. You go and think nicely. Let us discuss the remaining part tomorrow. So then Murari Gupta will see, Mukunda, I think they will see that Nimai is walking in the road next day. They said, wow, today also 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock, no, impossible, run. Then Nimai would shout from distance, Mukunda, why are you running away from me? Why are you running away from me? Then somebody said, no, he has some urgent work. That's why he's running. Nimai said, no, he is running away from me because he doesn't want to waste his time. But one day he'll become such a great devotee that even the demigods like Shiva would have to association with me. So like that. So this Anvikshiki Shastra is of like that. So, but then why Bhagavata mentions about it? Why one of the Vedangas we discussed yesterday, correct? So the Nyaya comes as part of the Upanga. Veda Angani Veda Chatvaraha Purano Nyaya Vistaraha Itihasam Dharmashastram Cha Vidya Kesha Chadurdasha 14 Vidyasthanas. So in that Nyaya Vistara also comes. Nyaya is also one of the Upangas of the Vedas. 6 Angas are there. Nyaya is a Upanga of the Vedas. So what is Anvikshiki Shastra speaks about? One way it speaks about the Padartha. Second aspect of Nyaya Shastra is it's a Pramana Shastra. What is Pramana Shastra means? that it speaks about the how one should understand anything through a particular methodology. This is called Pramana Shastra. Vyakarana is a Shabda Shastra. Grammar is a Shabda Shastra. Speaks about the words. The Nyaya is a Pramana Shastra. Speaks about the Pramanas. And Mimamsa is a Vakya Shastra. It speaks about the sentences. How to interpret the sentences. So with this Pada Vakya Pramana Shastra, taking help of them, you have to understand the Vedanta Sutra. Vakya Shastra. So, Padavakya Pramanaihi, it's a common statement. Padavakya Pramanaihi. So, when you speak about Madhvamuni, Madhvacharya, you say, Padavakya Pramana Shastra Parangataha, that person who is mastered in Padavakya Pramana Shastras. So, without Padavakya Pramana Shastra, one cannot go directly to Brahma Sutra, Vedanta Sutra, because it is like like you perform a drama on the stage. For performing the drama, the cosmetic fellow, makeup man has to be there. And then there has to be lighting man, lighting has to be arranged, correct? And then there has to be stage backdrops has to be arranged. So, the cosmetic, the makeup man is not directly involved in the drama. The lighting arrangement is nobody coming here to see the makeup man's all this, color, paint, whatever, Nowadays, every house has all this makeup paraphernalia. So nobody is going to see that, But they want to see the actors and actress dancing or speaking or acting in the stage. But it's makeup man, the lighting facility and the backdrop, they all assistants to the drama. Similarly, the Veda Angas are assistants for the Vedas. Their Anga is the limbs. So, in order to understand the Vedas or the conclusion of the Vedanta, Brahma Sutra, these are all Upakaraka Shastras. So, Upakaraka Shastras, Upakarya Shastra. So, Kanadam Paniniyam Sharva Shastra Upakarakam. So, the grammar and Nyaya Shastra, they are called Upakaraka Shastras. So, Upakaraka means that they are helping us. Within themselves, they are not so great, So, the Anvikshiki Shastra means it helps a person to become sharp in intelligence. His intelligence is so sharp, then they can see things very clearly, very nicely. So, for that, there is a separate department called Anvikshiki Shastra. It's called Nyaya Shastra. Sarva Bhattacharya was very expert in that. He went to Mithila. The Prachina Nyaya, Navina Nyaya, Anvikshiki Shastra. Prachina is started by Gautama Rishi. He is a propagator of Nyaya Shastra. But then later the Navya Nyaya system is developed. So then that was taught only in Mithila, nowhere it's available. So then Sarva Bhattacharya went to Mithila and he studied there, and he by heart, they were not even giving the books outside, it's not getting released. He had learnt everything by heart, and he came to Navadvip and he started Navya Nyaya system in West Bengal. So now also, today, right now also, that whatever he wrote, his disciples wrote. Whether you are Mayavadi or you are a Shiva Vaishnava, you are a Madhva Vaishnava, or you are an Nimbarki, Vishnu Swami, whoever you are, they have to read Sarva Bhattacharya's work, which we don't even look at it. So, he wrote a book on Nyaya, and his disciple Raghunatha Shiromani, he wrote a book that is also a famous book. Gangesh Upadhyaya, he wrote Tattva Chintamani and Didhi commentaries. It's all heavy, like take peanuts, put it in your mouth, stomach, how it will be difficult to digest. Not so difficult, somehow they can make it. But same peanuts made up of iron, if you put in the stomach, it's tough, to digest that. So that kind of a difficult Shastra. And so this is Anvikshiki Shastra. So using those tools, and this is just a tool only, using those tools, we have to analyze Vedanta. So when the performance of drama comes, all the makeup and lighting and all the backdrops, they all assist and becomes very sweet and beautiful, correct? Like that, these Anvikshiki Shastra, they are all in one sense, they are zeros, like a makeup man's makeup cosmetics. But when it is applied on actress or actor, it becomes very interesting. So like that, so this Nyaya, Vyakarana, these Shastras are all, in it themselves, they are not so great. But when it is used in Vedanta, used in understanding the Bhagavatam Shastras, they become very valuable. So, that's why we discussed one sample of Panini's Vyakarana, his masterpiece he wrote. But then so much time goes in that Kali Yuga, very less time. Bhagavatam is our focus. So, Jiva Goswami wrote Harinamamrita Vyakarana. Ahata jalpita jatitam drishtva sabdanushashana maha jalatim vimathya namamritam samadadad yayiha kripalum sasrila jivo vijayatam asau. That he churned the whole Shabda Shastra, Maha Jalati, the ocean of Sanskrit grammar, various Sanskrit grammar, Panini, Saraswata grammar, Kalapa grammar, and Chandralobi grammar, so many grammar, Mugdha Bodha Vyakarana. He analyzed all the Vyakaranas. Then with keeping the Kali Yuga people in mind and keeping the Mahaprabhu's teaching in mind, he wrote a book called Harinamamrita Vyakaranam, where he gave the same Sanskrit grammar using Krishna's name. So that is very interesting way he did it. So the Panini calls Hrashva Dirgha, for example. Came from Lord Shiva's book. These are the total Sanskrit alphabets finished in this. Nanad Dakka Navapanchavaram. Sanakati Siddhan Uddrutta Kamaha. Nanada Dakka Navapanchavaram. 9 plus 5, 14. Lord Shiva bet his Damaru Navapanchavaram 14 times. And whatever came from that sound is this one. Kapaisha Sasar Hale 14 Maheshwara Sutrani. So this is how Panini Vyakaran starts. And what Jiva Goswami wrote? First sutra. Narayanad Udbhuto Yam Varna Kramaha. Number of Maheshwara, all the alphabets came. But Jiva Goswami said, from Narayana's Kantha, Narayanad Udbhuto Yam, all the Varnas came from Narayana. So, Ayivuna Rilik or Narayan Udbhutoyam, which is so Ayivuna Rilik Evam, difficult word. Okay, this is also Vedanga, but not so much spiritual directly. So then Panini calls Hrashva letters. That A, I, U, R, they are Hrashva. A, I, U, R, they are Dirgha. So Jiva Goswami says, Narayana Udbhutoya Varnakra. From A to Ksha, all the letters came from Narayana. Then second sutra he says, Narayana Udbhuvarnakramaha. Tatrado Chadurdasha Sarveshwaraha. Of all the Varnakrama from A to Ksha came from Narayana. Tatra Ado, beginning Chadurdasha 14 are called Sarveshwaraha. So he said they are called Sarveshwara. So what Panini called, they are Swaras. So he added Sarva, Sarveshwara. So, and then he says, Kadayom Ma Avasanaha Vishnu Janaha. So Panini calls them as Venjana. Jiva calls Vishnu Jana. So interesting concept. Okay, it will become Vyakarana class now. But why I am saying is that instead of saying Hrashva, what Panini, what Jiva Goswami said, Tatrado Chadura Sarveshwaraha, Tadado Dvayam, Tadado Dvayam Dvaye. First two are called one Dvayam. Then he says, Purvo Vamanaha Parastrikramaha. One Dvayam is A. Second Dvayam is E. Third Dvayam is U. So like this. So then in this first dvayam is called one ekatmaka, second dvayam is called another ekatmaka, third dvayam is another ekatmaka. So this ekatmaka dvayam a, I, u, he says purvo vamanaha. Purva means what? In the first dvayam, first is called vamana. What is vamana? A is vamana. I dvayam, first is I is vamana. U is vamana. Paras trivikrama, second sutra. The second letter is trivikrama. So what he did, instead of hrashva, he said vamana. Instead of dirgha, he said trivikrama. Pluta means pluta, I pluta. So what is Goswami called? Mahapurusha. So in this way he wrote the whole grammar. Yesterday we discussed akara, chakara, aramaka. So if you go to Harinam Vyakaran class, you will say Govinda, Krishna, Rama, Mahapurusha, Vamana, Trivikrama. So grammar bhi aa gaya saath saath aur Harinam ka bhi jap ho gaya udhar. So like that he wrote this Vyakarana book. Our Prabhuji has in his library. If somebody interested, you can go and it's a huge 2-volume book. What is that library? BRC. In that library he had 2 volumes. Yesterday only he saw that. Our teacher Masya was up, we translated all this. But it also takes, not, in the beginning it is very nice, but it also has its own, you have to memorize sutras and apply all these things. So that Vyakarana Shastra is called Pada Shastra. And that Pada Shastra is only helps to understand the Pada, the Shabda. But by having the vocabulary, you can't understand the Shastra. So you have to understand how to interpret it. So then comes Pramana Shastra, that is Nyaya Shastra. So Nyaya Shastra comes with all guns. You have to be, have understanding how to interpret the Shastra. Nyaya Shastra is filled mainly with the Anumana, Pratyaksha Anumana Shabda. Anumana is the main heart of Nyaya Shastra. So that without Nyaya Shastra one can't enter into Vedanta. If you are really want to go for debate and all these things. So then after Nyaya Shastra comes Mimamsa. Mimamsa is Vakya Shastra. Padavakya Pramanaihi. So that Vakya Shastra, Mimamsa, speaks about how to interpret the Vedic statement, Vedanta statement. So that is Mimamsa Shastra. In modern language they call hermeneutics. So with the help of these 3 Shastra, one can understand Vedanta. But there are people, they spend their life just to understand Vyakarana, Nyaya and Mimamsa without having anything to do with Vedanta. That is called waste of time. So that kind of, when some devotees also get caught up in that, that is foolishness also. So in themselves they are not good Shastra, but used in Krishna's service like this will become. So this Anvikshaki Shastra, at least for kids, we started for Pune kids till the lockdown. They came with me. Then school started. Then CBS syllabus they backed off. So for kids we can teach these things. They'll become very sharp in brain and very very smart in their dealings also. They can expert in Shastra also. So now it is in a car park.
Just one question.
Yes.
Mimamsa is a way to analyze statements or understand. Like this Paribhasha Sutra, which we say, is also part of, it comes in that Mimamsa.
Oh, the sutra which you quoted now?
The Paribhasha, like what can be called as Paribhasha Sutra? It's Praman, we call it. Praman Shastra.
No, Paribhasha is a common word. It comes in Vyakarana also. It comes in Nyaya Shastra also. Paribhasha Sutras, that wherever there is a doubt, wherever there is a inclarity, then the Paribhasha Sutra comes and helps us,
How to decide which is Paribhasha Sutra? Is there any rules?
Descriptions are there. I don't remember the exact Sanskrit now, but interesting quotation is there. Paribhasha Sutra means where there is opportunity to do some other way. You can do it this way or that way. Which way is correct? Then the Paribhasha Sutra comes into place and it regulates what is right, what is wrong. Just like if you say a simple example, a red signal, vehicle should stop. Green signal, vehicle should go. But now the ambulance have come. So then what? So when there is a confusion now, whether should follow the red signal, vehicle should go, vehicle should stop, green vehicle should go. So then here is president vehicle, ambulance comes. So then the paribhasha kind of thing comes in, it overrules the regular things that, except for ambulance can go even red signal is on. So like that, wherever there is doubt, wherever there is inclarity, then paribhasha sutras comes and they tell in clarity what is what, So that kind of, that one of the way of what paribhasha sutra means. We also have paribhasha sutra, for example, for example, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam is paribhasha. What does it mean? That whether Krishna, Vishnu or Narayan or Vamana avatar is mentioned, Nrsimhadev avatar is mentioned, and there is Rama avatar is mentioned, Bhagavatam. Then our paribhasha is Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. When there is difficulty in understanding the clarity, then this paribhasha sutra comes and tells, forget about everything, don't get confused. Though Bhagavatam says everything, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, paribhasha sutra, which clarifies all the doubts. So that is a function of paribhasha.
But means how to decide that Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam is a paribhasha sutra?
Yeah, that's what the definition sits over there. The definition of Vyakaran Shastra, if we say there are many sutras, some are called Niyama Sutra, some are called Sanya Sutra, some are called Sanya Sutra means giving names. Purvo Vamanaha Parastrivikramaha. So that is Sanya, that you are giving naming. Naming is not a Paribhasha Sutra. So that which gives name is called Sanya Sutra. Then there is a Utsarga Sutra, Anuvada Sutra. Everything have a definition that we study, we will understand those things. So Paribhasha means Aniyame Niyamakarini Paribhasha. This is the exact statement. Aniyame Niyamakarini Paribhasha. Aniyame, where there is irregularity, Niyamakarini, that which brings regularity, that is called Paribhasha. Exact sentence. So whichever Vriddhiradej or Purva Vamanaha, Parastrivikramaha, this is not giving any Aniyame Niyamakarini. This is Sanya Sutra. So like that, every sutra have a name, definitions. Wherever it is fitted, we automatically understand.
There are many statements which are like that. So we decide that this is the Paribhasha Sutra. Other party may say other statement is Paribhasha Sutra.
No, definitions are there, how things works, definitions are there. And some places you are not able to understand, then we have to refer to the commentaries. Vyakhyanatah Vishesha Pratipattihi Nahi Sandehat Alakshanam. That when sometimes things are not understood, it is not the fault of the Shastra. It is not a fault of the Shastra. It is our fault that we don't have capability. At that time, Vyakhyana or the Tika helps us to understand. So through the Tika, we get the special understanding. That doesn't mean that the Shastra is weak or something. Nahi Sandehat Alakshanam. That is there. Okay, we discuss here because this Anvikshiki Kaushalanam. So those who want to gain victory in debate, for them this Anvikshiki Shastra is must. Without that one cannot gain victory. So Krishna studied this Anvikshiki Shastra, and Bhattacharya was expert in that, Mahaprabhu was expert in that. And so our Acharyas, Jiva Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami especially, he went to Varanasi and he used all kind of all these tools in establishing Vedanta, Govinda Bhashya, and later Baldev Bhushana. So all of them are expert in Anvikshiki Shastra. Okay. Okay, we will go ahead. Vikalpa Khyātivādīnām. So this is Khyātivādi is also given in detail by Krama Sandarbha by Jiva Goswami. I think we will not go too much into that, especially after this prasadam menu today. Strinam tu shatarupaham pumsam swayambhuvo manuho narayano muninam cha kumaro brahmacharinam.
Among ladies, I am Shatarupa, and among male personalities, I am her husband, Swayambhuva Manu. I am Narayana among the sages, and Sanat Kumar among brahmacharis.
So here Strinam Shatarupaham. Shatarupa is born from Swayambhu Manu's wife, correct? Shatarupa? Yeah, born from Brahmaji. So Strinam Shatarupaham and Pumsham Swayambhu Manuhu. So Narayana Muninam. So Narayana refers to Naranarayana Rishi, correct? Naranarayana Rishi. Kumara Brahmachari Nam. Very clear. Dharmanam asmi sannyasa kshemanam abahirmatihi guhyanam sundratam maunam mithunanam ajastvaham.
Among religious principles, I am renunciation, and of all types of security, I am consciousness of the eternal soul within. Of secrets, I am pleasant speech and silence, and among sexual pairs, I am Brahma.
Okay, so here, among religious principles, I am renunciation. So now you will see that Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. So these four ashramas are there, that and Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So among the Varna, Brahmana is the best. Among the ashrama, Sannyasi is the best leader. Now, when we talk about why Brahmana is best, because Brahmana is knowledgeable, situated in mode of goodness. And why Sannyasi is best? Because he is renounced. So, among the fighting spirit, hard work and business, the knowledge is considered greater, correct? Varna. And among the ashrama, brahmacharya means study of Shastra. Grihastha means leading a household life, applying the principle of what they studied in the household life. Vanaprastha means that they kind of going towards renunciation. Sannyasi means renunciation. So when this study of Shastra, then Grihastha such that performance of sacrifice and so on, then heading towards renunciation and fully renounced. In this four thing, the renunciation considered highest. So now the question comes, amongst knowledge, which is Brahmana, amongst the ashrama, the renunciation, which is better? Knowledge or renunciation? That means Brahmana or a sannyasi. So why? So even though a person may have a knowledge, but renunciation considered to be higher platform. That's why we see Mahaprabhu sannyasi was younger in age, but when Mahaprabhu came to be Bhattacharya, Sarva Bhattacharya is knowledgeable, at least that's what he thought. So, and he understood Mahaprabhu is like a young sannyasi, he has to be taught, educated. Just danda grahana matrena naro narayano bhavit. That is Mayavadis. Danda grahana, just you taken danda, just 10 o'clock you are ordinary brahmachari, 10:05 you got received danda from another sannyasi, 10:06 onwards you become Narayan. Danda grahana matrena naro narayano bhavit. But whether you taken sannyasi or sannyas or not, if a 7-year-old boy is taking sannyas, Madhvacharya took sannyas at the age of 11, but they undergo study, they undergo shastric training, so just by taking sannyasa, it doesn't mean they don't understand everything. But then why Bhattacharya, Sarva Bhattacharya is sitting down and Mahaprabhu is sitting up on higher asana while discussing Vedanta? Because when we see the comparison between knowledge and renunciation takes a higher precedent. Even though Sarva Bhattacharya is knowledgeable than Mahaprabhu, externally in a sense, but that's what he thought. But he gave the place to Mahaprabhu sit on top pedestal. Why? Because renunciation is higher than the knowledge. Why renunciation higher than knowledge? Why? Huh? So the application of knowledge is renunciation. So a person may be knowledgeable, but when the person is renounced, he has applied that knowledge. That's why sannyasa ashram is considered higher than the brahmacharya ashram. So that's why Krishna says dharmanam asmi sannyasah. He didn't say dharmanam asmi brahmachari or grihastha or vanaprastha. He said dharmanam asmi sannyasah. So sannyasah means what? One who has established himself in the absolute truth by the dint of renunciation. Vairagya vidya nija bhakti yoga. So that vairagya is considered more than the vidya because vidya produces vairagya. And Mahaprabhu already developed vairagya. So in Mahaprabhu's case, it is out of ignorance. But in general case, even if ordinary jiva, not God, he has taken sannyas means father pays obeisances. All a person may advance in age, except mother, everybody else pays obeisances to even sannyasi. He may be 10 years old, 11 years old, 15 years old. 8-year-old grihastha also pays obeisances to a sannyasi because he has realized that knowledge. So, dharmanam asmi sannyasaha. Okay. Next. Other things are clear, correct? Maunam. Guhyanam sundratam maunam. Yes. Samvatsarosmi animisham ritunam madhumadhavau masanam margashirshoham nakshatranam tatha bhijite.
Among the vigilant cycles of time, I am the year, and among seasons I am spring. Among months I am Margashirsha, and among lunar houses I am the auspicious Abhijit.
So in the Vedic calendar, we divide year into 6 ritus, correct? 2 into 6, 12. So of all the ritus, Krishna says, I am spring. Spring means Vasanta or Madhu Madhava. Masanam. Madhu Madhava. And then amongst the month, I am Margashirsha. So Margashirsha means what? Next to Kartik. Before Kartik? After next to Kartik. After Kartik. So they say that Radharani's month is Kartik, Krishna's month is Margashirsha. So Radha Krishna, Kartik, Margashirsha. So in South India they give more importance for Margashirsha month. But for Gaudiyas we give more importance to Radharani. So Kartik, very famous over there. But nevertheless, Krishna says Masanam Margashirshoham, like that. Among the this is among the stars, nakshatranam tata abhijit. In Gita, nakshatranam sashiraham, but here abhijit. Some differences. Okay. Why not? Krishna can be all both also. No competition. Aham yuganam chakritam dhiranam devalositaha dvaipayanosmi vyasanam kavinam kavya atmavan.
Among sages, I am the Satyuga, the age of truth. And among steady sages, I am Devala and Asita. Among those who have divided the Vedas, I am Krishna Dvaipayana Vedavasa. And among learned scholars, I am Shukracharya, the knower of the spiritual science.
Yeah. So, Yuganam cha kritamaham. So, why Krishna is Krita Yuga amongst all the Yugas? Naturally, he is the best. Krishna always takes the best. But why it is called Krita Yuga? Krita Yuga, it is called Krita Yuga because whatever he is supposed to do, everything is done. Krita means done. Kritakritya. So, Kritam means I have done my duty. Like they opened a Rajpath. This government said the Rajpath is converted to Kartavya Path, correct? In Delhi. So what is Kartavya means? That this has to be done, Kartavya, yeah. Or Bhoktavyam, Shrotavyam, Shrotavya Kirtavyachas, Smartavya Uchchata Bhayam. So Shrotavya, Kartavya, whenever Tavya Pratyaya comes, it means it has to be done like that, Similarly, whenever the Tap Pratyaya comes, Kritam, like that, then it means done, activity is done. That's why Krishna says, Dhattamasya Bhayam Maya, when Ram says Sugriva, Anayena Harishreshta Dhattamasya Bhayam Maya Vibhushanova Sugriva Yadiva Ravana Swayam. That monkey Sugriva, go and get Vibhishana immediately. That you are afraid of Vibhishan, that I have already given my shelter to him. Dattam Asya Kritam Dattam. I already done. Abhayam is given, shelter is given. Why are you having a meeting here? Just to know what you are all thinking, that's why I have a meeting. What to speak of Vibhishan? Yadiva Ravana Swami, even Ravana comes also, I have already given Abhaya. So, that Kritam, so Krita Yuga means that what is supposed to be done, it is done nicely in that Yuga. That's called Krita Yuga. So, there are Hamsas, they easily meditate on Lord Vishnu's form. That's why it's called Krita Yuga. And that Yuga, among the Yugas, Krishna is Krita Yuga. Dhiranam Devalositaha. Dvaipayanosmi Vyasanam. So Vyasa is a title. Vyasa is a post. So the present Vyasa is Dvaipayano. Krishna Dvaipayana. Vyasa. So, so he is coming in the dynasty of Vashishta. That's why he is called as Vasishta Krishna. Who is Vasishta Krishna? Dvaipayana. So, Vasishta Krishna have spoken about Vasudeva Krishna. Vasudeva Krishna. So, Vasudeva Krishna is described by Vasishta Krishna. So, who is Vasishta Krishna? Son of Parashara, Satyavati. So, that's why Krishna says that amongst Vyasas I am Dvaipayana, because Dvaipayana Vyasa is very special. Vyasam Vashishnaptaram Shakte Pautram Kalmasham Parasharad Vajam Vante Sukathatam Tapo Nidhim. Vashishta Sannis Shakti Sannis Parashara Sannis Vyasa Sannis Sukadeva Goswami. So that's why it's called coming from Vashishta, Srivashishta. Vyasa, Shakti, Parashara, Vashishta, Shakti, Parashara, Vyasa, Sukadeva Goswami. No. Vashishta means, like we say, Bhargava, Bhrigu. Bhrigu dynasty, Parashuram appeared. Not immediately, the dynasty they can come. So in that sense. So, Dvaipayanosmi Vyasanam Kavinam Kavya Atmaman. So, Shukracharya, same Gita also Krishna says. Vasudevo Bhagavatam Tvam Tu Bhagavate Shvaham Kim Purushanam Hanuman Vidyadrinam Sudarshanaha.
Hare Krishna. Among those entitled to the name Bhagavan, I am Vasudeva. And indeed, you, Uddhava, represent me among the devotees. I am Hanuman among the Kim Purushas, and among the Vidyadharas, I am Sudarshana.
How many more shlokas? Okay, we will complete the shlokas, then break, then we will discuss yesterday's question. Okay? Why not?
is also called, no, not that. Like a bull is running and then behind is running to just catch the bull. So like Shukracharya is also following some demonic principle to just convince demons that he is also with them.
So, learned in spiritual science is a very broad subject matter. So, somebody understand that the science of self, that is also spiritual science. So, somebody can understand that the self is spirit, different from matter, he is also spiritual, expert in spiritual science. But then that spirit is part and parcel of Krishna, the spirit, the soul is servant of Krishna. That takes a lot of further advancement in spiritual science. So, definitely, Shukracharya, Narada Muni, they are not in the same platform to understand spiritual science. But spiritual science can be a broad category who has expertise in discriminating what is temporary, what is permanent. That is also spiritual science. Not necessarily advancement in the intricacies of understanding absolute truth. So in that sense it can be. I don't know any other explanation could be there.
Is Shukracharya in what sense?
Kavinam Ushalak Kavihi.
So that is Kavi and Kavi, and here it's Atmavan is added.
So this is what I understand. We have to see some commentaries, but here somehow in this room this doesn't work, my tab doesn't work. It's not getting connected here. Okay, we can. Somebody else have any other idea of this? Shukra, he writes, sir.
Kavinam Vidusham Kavyaha Shukra Atmavan Jnani. He has mentioned clearly. Shukra refers to Shukracharya.
Shukracharya only, no? Yeah. Okay, at least in Bhagavatam we can see. I don't know what is the problem. Okay, I think. We have to get this open. Okay, anyway, in the break we will do it. We'll go ahead. So Vasudevo Bhagavatam. So here I am Vasudevaha. So this is a question we will take up, correct? Here Krishna says Aham Vasudevaha, we have no problem. But in Aham Skanda, we have a problem. So that we have to say here is very clear. Vasudevo Bhagavatam. So when we say Bhagavan Vasudevaha, when we say Bhagavan Narada, when we say Bhagavan Shankara, so the Bhagavan is a Aupacharika in other places, but in real sense Bhagavan Shabda goes with Vasudeva. Tvam tu Bhagavateshu aham. So here, and you, Uddhava, represent me among the devotees. So there in with Arjuna, what Krishna says? Who is where Krishna says Aham Arjuna among Pandavas, correct? But here Krishna says among the devotees I am Uddhava. So Uddhava is also one of the Haridasa Varyas, is it so? Yudhishthir, Uddhava and Giriraj. So Uddhava is so close to Krishna. So Krishna says to Arjuna, he addressed Arjuna, I am you among Pandavas. So here he said, the audience is Uddhava. Tvam tu Bhagavatesh. Can you imagine how much Uddhava should be so happy to hear this, happy and humbled and so ecstatic to hear this statement from Krishna, who is speaking directly to him. Imagine if the Guru Maharaj comes, tells that you are the best of my disciples. If we say like that. So, like that Krishna is talking to Uddhava. And Kim Purushanam Hanuman. So, of Kim Purushas I am Hanuman. Vidyadrinam. Yes. Manu is staying. Mm-hmm. Oh. So where Manu stays, the question. Anybody? I don't know exactly, but maybe. Yes. You rule the Bhuloka, Krishna. That's what Brahmaji tells. Yes, Bhumandala. Okay, where he stays is good question. Yes. So it's a homework for all of us. Okay. Ratnanam. Anybody in online, if you have any idea, you can also tell us. Ratnanam Padmaragosmi Padmakoshasupeshasham Kushosmi Darbhajatinam Gavyam Ajyam Avishwaham.
Among jewels I am the ruby, and among beautiful things I am the lotus cup. Among all types of grass I am the sacred kusa, and of oblations I am ghee and other ingredients obtained from the cow.
So Ratnanam Padmaragosmi. Padmaraga is ruby translated. We don't know what is exactly Padmaraga. So amongst the jewels I am Padmaraga and Padmakosha. So Padmaraga, Padmakosha. Among the beautiful thing I am a lotus cup. What is lotus cup means? Is the lotus is shaped like a cup? Okay. Among the sacred item, kusha grass. So in South India they put kusha grass on during eclipse and all the ingredients which are eatable ingredients. So kusha grass is coming from where? Varaha's body, he just what he did, he shook his body and the drops of water came from that, and that water drops grew up as a kusha grass. So that is used in all sacrifices, correct? So kushosmi dharba jatinam, and only expert people can identify which is kusha and which is an ordinary grass. Looks very similar. Very similar they look, but the expert Brahmana, they tell, hey, this is, one time I brought something, hey, this is not Vishwamitra, this name also Vishwamitra they call. This is something else, through it, So then we have to see how to select it. So they say that the real kusha grass can even conduct electricity or something, and then somebody says, I don't know it's true or not. And that kusha grass is basically a pure ingredient. So it can be used as asana, it can be used as pavitra, it can be used to, when you're inviting the great personalities, the kusha grass is offered as a seat for the demigods and different personalities. So that is considered pure. Gavyam, even scientifically, some research they say that the kusha grass can absorb the radiations of unwanted radiation. That's why during Grahan time they put kusha grass in that things. Okay. Of course, ajyam gavyam. So in the yajna sacrifice, the ghee is used because ghee is considered as heavenly. Milk is heavenly food. So that is very special. Yes. Okay, next. Vyavasayinamaham Lakshmi Kitavanam Chalagraha Titikshasmi Titikshunam Sattvam Sattvatamaham.
Among the enterprising I am a fortune, and among the cheaters I am gambling. I am the forgiveness of the tolerant and the good qualities of those in the mode of goodness.
Okay. Next. Ojassaho balavatam karmaham vidhi sattvatam navamurtinam adirmurtiraham para.
Of the powerful I am bodily and mental strength, and I am the devotional activities of my devotees. My devotees worship me in 9 different forms, among which I am the original and primary Vasudev.
So, ojasaho balavatam karmaham vidhi sattvatam. So here Krishna finally says, karmaham vidhi sattvatam. So what is a karma here? Karma generally looks like activity, but they are translated karmaham as a devotional activities of my devotees. So that means when we perform bhakti, that Panam, Brahma Havir. So in that verse, that everything is Brahman, that which is offered, that which is who is offering, that which is instrument in offering, and to which it is offered are all Brahma, correct? So like that the activities of the devotees are also Krishna. Why? Naham karta, hari karta. I am not the doer, Krishna is the doer. So karmaham vidhi sattvatam. And sattvatam navamurti. Why? How do you understand that? So easy to perform arati now, blowing conch shell. But then when old age creeps in, when we get diseased, we can't even raise our hands. Then we realize that, oh, I am not the doer, Krishna is the doer, correct? So, karmaham vidhi sattvatam. Okay. Vishwaso purvachitir gandharvapsarasamaham bodharanamaham stairyam gandhamatramaham bhuvaha.
Among the Gandharvas, I am Vishwaso, and I am Purvachitti among the heavenly Apsaras. I am the steadiness of mountains and the fragrant aroma of the earth.
So there is one Gandharva called Viswavasu. This character comes in Puranas very often. And then Purvachiti among Apsaras. So who is Purvachiti? I thought Krishna is Urvasi among Apsaras. Brahmaloka. Okay. Purvachiti word comes, character comes. Correct. Yes. Bhudharana maham stairyam. What is Bhudhara? Bhudhara. Why mountain is called Bhudhara? Is it earth is holding the mountain or mountain is holding the earth? Earth is holding mountain or mountain is holding earth? So, Bhudhara means what? Gadadhar means what? Bhudhara means? Then what is Bhudhara? Mountain. So, mountain is holding earth or earth is holding mountain?
Mountain is holding some of the part of the earth.
Yesterday you had a lot of sickness. So, Bhudhara. When I heard this first time, what is this? Maybe they have written something wrong, Bhudhara. But in Govardhan pastime also, this Bhudhara is, all the Bhudharas become very happy with Giriraj, our dynasty have defeated Indra, Indra was beating us and cutting our wings, now our dynasty, Govardhan defeated Indra. So Bhudhara. So why the mountain is called Bhudhara? Because if the mountains are not there, the earth will not be staying in its own position. It will fall off. Just like, some temples, this temple in Konark, Sun Temple. So, such a very mystical temple. First time I've been after many years just to see the place. With some yatrikas who are not fully devotees, but It's in between, so we had to go for Konark also with them. So I also, okay, nice opportunity, we went there. So huge temple actually, huge. Yeah, how many of you been to Konark? Yeah. Konark, Sun Temple. You have been, huh?
We watched that video also, they showed it.
So we went there. It's simultaneously amazing but also pathetic because everything is broken there. I mean, like ruined actually.
Vastu.
Huh?
Because of people built on wrong board.
Acha. Collapsed. So, but the temple that it is said that the deity of Surya or something, it was floating in the air. So how it is floating in the air? Because there are some kind of construction, some magnetic. So the shikhara of the temple has a particular magnetic field. It rises the deity or something like that. So it so happened that somebody by mistake they removed that upper part, that canopy, and whole temple collapsed. So now the canopy is in the top. The top part is held by the foundation, correct? So when you shake the foundation, things will fall off. But here ulta, the terrace has been removed. If you remove one brick in the terrace, will the foundation fall off? Like in something happened, British people or somebody did something like that. Then the whole structure collapsed. Why? Because this is balancing the whole temple. So similarly, the mountains are balancing the whole earth. So it is holding the earth in its place. That's a mountain circle, Budhara. Yeah. It is logical. That's why I said this.
Some of the temples, many temples, traditional, there is one brick. If they remove the brick, entire temple will collapse. In Shivaji Maharaj forts also, they keep that construction idea.
Yes. No, for example, when Hiranyaksha, what is Hiranyaksha he did? We heard that he removed so much gold from the earth become imbalanced. It fell into the water like that. Hiranyaksha. Hiranya means gold. So he took the solid part of the earth, then it collapsed. Like I saw some video long back, some kind of arrangement, like a cards or something. So the top card is removed. As soon as it's removed, everything fell off. So some kind of balance. So we can see the material. So many material examples one can see. Like for example, nowadays modern construction, these pillars comes from like a circular wall. From the circular wall, the pillars goes like a perpendicular and like a comb, like a pyramid it goes. And all this pillar comes from the foundation, all meet in one particular place, and that is been tiled by one canopy or something. And all of them are supporting on each other because the canopy is holding all of them. If you remove just the canopy, as he said, everything pura. So who is holding who, In Nyaya Shastra we hear what is Adhara, what is Adheya. So Adhara means for children's learning, we say what is below is called Adhara, what is above is called Adheya. So for example, the book is on the table. So what is Adheya, what is Adhara? That table is Adhara, why? Table is below, and the book is Adheya because it is on the top. So then we say on the book, and the table is on what? Table is on the floor. So Utpitika is Adheya and the Bhutalam is Adhara. And then that first floor is on what? On the side concrete pillar. So the pillar is Adhara and the first floor is Adheya. So then we ask question. Okay, see on the top, the fan is on the ceiling. Which is Adhara, which is Adheya? That is on top is Adheya, that is below is Adheya. So, many kids, okay, ceiling is Adheya and the fan is Adhara. But then we see, okay, this is good. What you understood is proper now till now. But then second lesson is that Adhara there doesn't mean that which is below is Adhara, that is above Sadheya. And next logic is that which gives weight, is called Adheya, that which holds weight is called Adhara. So now we'll see what is fan and ceiling, which is Adhara, which is Adheya. So that which is giving weight, fan. That which is holding the weight, ceiling. So then the logic they understand properly. So like that, that which is, then the next logic comes that flower and fragrance, which is Adhara, which is Adheya. Can we say which is above, which is top? Can we say which is giving weight, which is holding the weight? Yeah? So holding weight, how much gram fragrance, how many kilos of fragrance? So there isn't any kilo. So next thing comes that which is holding, in the sense that which is producing, is called Adhara, that which produces Adheya. So the flower which produces the fragrance. So different, now the teaching children the logic. This is called Anvekshiki Shastra, simple things. So like this, the thinking of the children will get more and more sharp, and this is a small thing, and then it will develop more and more and become very sharp in thinking, how to understand Shastra like that. So similarly, Bodhara, that the mountain appears to be giving weight, and the Bhu is holding the weight. But here the logic is that which supports dharayam yaham ojasa ghamavishacha bhutani dharayam yaham ojasa pushnami cha. So is it that Krishna is, when Krishna comes to the earth, is it the earth is holding Krishna or Krishna is holding earth? Interesting question, correct. So ultimately, who is holding means who is sustaining them. So Krishna is sustaining them. So that's why he is called Adhara. Adhara Sarvabhutanam. In this way, Bodhara refers to the mountain. Of the Bodharas, Aham Sthairiyam. Gandhamatram Aham Bhuvaha. So of the earth, I am fragrance. So why of earth I am fragrance? Because fragrance is only present in earth, correct? The modern science says, doesn't agree with that. Water has order, they say. No? Isn't it? They say, no? They say like that, something. No, they don't say. Water has colorless, they say. Tasteless, they say something. But in Shastra, water has taste. But regarding fragrance, the earth is the only thing which has fragrance. But then what about when you take Charanamrit? Okay. Plants and?
Question is, some people ask this thing, that as you mentioned, the fragrance comes from the soil. But then modern times, even without soil, there are some crops, trees, they are grown. And yeah.
Where they grow? The sky.
In the water.
On the water. So what is the answer? So what do you mean by earth? Okay, first question before the answering this. So earth has fragrance, but when you take water, this Charanamrit, it is fragrance.
It has earth element in that.
Huh?
It has earth element.
What is earth element?
Many fragrance substances are also used in Charnamrit. That mixed in water.
So what is earth doesn't mean that only the sand or soil. Earth means anything which is produced in earth or anything which is a transformation of earth are all earth only. So that's why the Mahaprabhu Nimai says to mother that, Mother, what is this? You are telling that I am sitting on this, contaminated parts. That the same earth only, transformation of earth only, that the sweet meats are there. So they are all the same earth only. And that he speaks. And Rachimata, who taught you all this philosophy? So, huh? So, the fragrance is present only in the earth element, not in water, ether. Very fragrant fire, fragrant. What about air? Durgandha, Gandhagi. Air comes, correct? So, how the fragrance is the air? Huh? Carrier. But then what it is carrying, earth is carrying anything. Yes. So air in itself doesn't have any fragrance. When the air passes through the garbage, it carries that garbage. So the garbage particles are carried by the air. From that particle, bad smell comes. So that means the fragrance, the good fragrance or bad fragrance. Gandha, Sugandha, Durgandha. Durgandha, Sugandha, both are present in the earth only. So that's why Krishna says, Gandhamatram aham bhuvaha. That the special quality, only quality, the fragrance is present only in earth. Similarly, what is one quality present only in water, not in any other element? Huh?
Taste. Water is taste.
What about earth? Doesn't have a taste?
Earth will have all the above four. Right?
So that means taste also. So it has taste also. Huh? Yes. No. Not like that. Earth has all the five, correct? Rupa, Rasa, Sparsha, Gandha. Rupa, Rasa, Sparsha, Gandha, Shabda. All the five are in the earth. So, water's speciality is that it has liquidity. It is a speciality. It is not present in any other things. Okay. So Krishna takes these things are special. Okay, 3 more shlokas. Apam rasascha came it here. Apam rasascha paramas tejisthanam vibhavaso prabhasuryenduta ranam shabdoham navashaparaha.
I am the sweet taste of water, and among brilliant things I am the sun. I am the effulgence of the sun, moon and stars, and I am the transcendental sound that vibrates in the sky.
So, now again here, this is Nyaya Shastra, Padartha Shastra. Apam rasascha paramas. So, of the water, I am the taste. So, now the taste is in earth or the taste is in water? Huh? So the taste is in water, taste in earth. Taste is there in both. So what is the difference then? Huh? Okay, taste is due to presence of water in where? In the earth. No, the taste can be experienced by us through water only.
Yes.
The water, the saliva has to be there only you can experience the taste. But the taste is present both in earth and the water, not in air, sweet air, no. Chilly air. Chilly means not the chilly, like hot air. Hot means, kya English? Pungent air, nothing. But fire, ether, you can't say. But taste is in two things only, earth and water. What is different? The earth has 6 kinds of taste. correct? Madhura, Amla, Lavana, Katu, Ushna, Tikshna, Rushna, correct? So there is sour taste, there is pungent taste, there is sweet, there is hot taste, there is what do you call this? Astringent taste. But water has only one taste. What is it? Madhuram. Sweetness is only taste present in water, no other tastes. Supposed to be Kali Yuga water or all kinds of waters coming. So any other taste, the earth has all kinds of taste. 6 kinds of taste, correct. But water has only one taste, that is sweetness. That's why in the shlokas is apam rasascha paramas. So what is parama means? Best. So translated that parama rasa is what? Sweet. So and the sweet taste of water. But then when you drink water, okay, I take sweet rice today, gulab jamun. So gulab jamun also has sweet taste and water also has sweet taste. So better you take water only, don't take gulab jamun. How many of you will be satisfied? So how do you know there is sweetness is there in water? It's not seen, correct. So then there is a test. They say that you take haritaki, brahmacharis cannot take, so take avla. Avla, haritaki have been taken, na? I mean like, only the story tells like that. Haritaki is harade, you know. So, you can take, I mean, that story is different story. You should not store it or something. Anyway, that avla, if you take avla, it's not tasting sweet or something. But after tasting avla, you drink water, sweetness comes, correct. Where the sweetness came from? From avla? No, already you eaten avla, nothing sweetness came. You have taken haritaki, no, some other gulping. But after that, when you take water, immediately you feel sweet taste. Where it came from? From the tongue only. Huh? But if you drink, if you say the sweetness came from water, then before taking avla, you take water, you are not feeling any sweet taste. Sweet taste means like gulab jamun sweet or something. But after haritaki, you feel sweet taste. Why? So this proves that water has sweetness inherited in it. That is brought out when you take avla before and take water later. So where the sweetness coming from? You can't say from haritaki, because haritaki, if you take, you don't have sweetness in that. But after that avla, if you drink water, there is sweetness comes in the tongue feeling while drinking water. That proves that water has a sweet inherent sweetness in it. So apam rasascha paramas. This one experiment Shastra gives. I don't know what the science says. Tejishthanam vibhavasuhu. So of the sun, of the most brilliant things, I am vibhavasu. So color is present in, okay, fragrance is present only in earth element, not in any other. Then taste is present only in earth and water, not in fire, air, ether. Now, form is present in how many? Fire, water, earth. So now, in the form of the form, here the form in a sense color, what is the difference? The presence of color in these three: water, fire, and earth. Earth has many colors, water has only one color, fire also has only one color. So what is a color? Earth has, what are the colors? Basically 6 colors or something, correct? Blue, green, red, like that, some colors, many colors are there. But the fire has only one color, that is white color. Color of the fire is white. And what is the color of water? That is also white. So what is the difference? The fire color, white color is bhashvara shuklam, effulgent white. And the color of water is non-effulgent white. So in this way, so that color, that effulgent white, tejishthanam vibhavasu, that vibhavasu, among the effulgent things I am sun. That's Krishna says. Okay. Oh yes, sorry. We'll finish these 2 lines. Prabha Suryendu Taranam Shabdoham Namashaparaha. Prabha Suryendu. Okay, I am the effulgence of the sun, moon and stars, and I am the transcendental sound that vibrates in the sky. Okay, now we will have a break, and after the break we will just 3 more slokas, we will complete it, and we will take that yesterday's project with all of you can present your views. And what is the question? Question is, what is the difference between Aham Skandaha, Aham Vasudeva? How to explain with our logic and understanding through a layman. Okay. Hare Krishna. So, break.
Hare Krishna, we will resume back at 1:05.
Yeah. They just came. 2 o'clock it will end. Free after 2. Hare. Okay. No? LPG. Gas problem. Finally, you had to come back to one nation. Okay, quick. We'll complete this. Krishna's opulence. We cannot complete Krishna's opulence. Then we'll take up our assignment. Apam rasasya. We'll start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Brahmanyanam baliraham viranam mahamarjunaha. Bhutanam sutir utpattir aham vai pratishankramaha.
Among those dedicated to Brahmanical culture, I am Bali Maharaj, the son of Virochana, and I am Arjuna among heroes. Indeed, I am the creation, maintenance and annihilation of all living entities.
So, among those dedicated to Brahminical culture, I am Bali Maharaj. Why? Kept his promise to Amadev.
They worshipped Shukracharya.
So
he came as a Brahmana to beg from him. As Kshatriya, he had to fulfill his promise. Although his guru came and told him, Shukracharya. But then he also knew that feature that Brahmana is not different from Lord.
Yes.
They worship Brahmanas, they got power. Even I can't do anything currently. So when they offend Brahmanas, then the power, they'll lose power.
Yeah.
Then you can defeat them. So they worship Brahmanas, maintain. It could be understood.
So here, Bhagavan Krishna have taken charity. Where he has taken charity? Officially. Only to Bali Maharaj, correct? So, and that Lord, when he takes charity, why Vaman came as a Brahmana? Generally, Krishna doesn't come as in the Brahmana Varna. when he takes incarnation, Krishna comes mostly in which varna? Kshatriyas. Where he comes as Brahmana? Where? Where? Where else he comes as Brahmana? Vaman is there, but others.
Narnarayan Rishi.
Huh?
Narnarayan Rishi.
Naranarayana Rishi, Brahmana. So what he did? He did some tapasya and went back.
Even Lord Kapila.
Huh? Parashuram came, but activities are shut. So Goviparanadana mentioned, huh? Yeah.
Kapila.
Prithras what? Kapila Muni. Kapila Muni. Okay, Kapila.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Oh. Yeah. So when Krishna generally comes, he doesn't come as Brahmana. Goviparanadana gives a reason. Okay, if Krishna comes as Brahmana, what he will do? Okay, so Krishna who comes as Brahmana, what will be the description in the Shastra Puranas? So this Brahmana got up early in the morning, he took bath and he chanted his Gayatri and he wrote some book, then went into meditation and went back home back to garden. So there is no chatpata. So people want to hear some action. So Krishna comes in Kshatriya form. So interesting logic. So Ram means this killing, that killing, and this heartbreak, that heartbreak. So action is in Kshatriya life. Brahmana life means Muni Shraddha. Heard about Muni Shraddha? Have you heard the statement Muni Shraddha? Never? Huh? What is Muni Shraddha means?
No activity.
Why is it called Muni Shraddha? When a Shraddha ceremony happens, generally, lot of opulent food is offered. Now, even now also, at least in some cultures, they offer 20-25 items. Cook, and with extreme purity, they make cook items, and then they call the Brahmanas, and the leaf, plantain leaf they put is 2 leaves, they put huge leaves. Like 1 leaf is there, not like 2 leaves, 2 layers of leaves. Not 1 over 1, like that big. And there will be 20 items and one thrown separately, just thrown for ghee only, melted ghee. Kept on the side, full ghee, like bowl of ghee is kept. That's called Shraddha Patra, that is offered to the best of the Brahmanas, like that, So that is a main ingredient of Advaita-acharya gave to Haridas Thakur, the huge items. Now also, so for Shraddha Brahmana means you have to be, if they see people like me, they'll get disappointed to call, somebody who can eat really nicely, they'll be called for this Brahmana, so they will sit for that leaf, that plate. So, so Shraddha means opulent food, varieties of food. So there is a Muni Shraddha. So Muni Shraddha means a Muni is performing Shraddha in the forest. What he would offer? Kanda Mula Basoya. So Muni Shraddha. So like that. So Brahmana's activities like Muni Shraddha, what he does, he wrote some book and he, took bath three times and he did some puja, then Krishna went back to abode, But Kshatriya Varna means full of actions are there. So Vamandev came as a Brahmana. Why? Because Kshatriya cannot beg. Yajan, Yajan, Patan, Padan, Dana, Pratigran. So the 3 are meant for Kshatriyas and the 6 are meant for Brahmanas. So a Kshatriya can do Patana, he cannot do Patana. He can study, he cannot teach. Yajana, he can perform sacrifice, he can't do sacrifice for others. Yajana cannot be done. Dana, Pratigrana, so he can give dana, but he can't do pratigrana. Brahmana can both. He can accept charity and give charity. So, if Krishna comes in Kshatriya form, his mission of begging charity from Bali cannot be done. That's why when Ram went to meet Guha in Aranya Khanda, Guha comes, he brings lot of food items to offer to Lord Ram. And what Ram says, that I am so happy and moved and overwhelmed with your affection that you came all the way to meet me and you brought all these ingredients. But because I am a Kshatriya, I cannot take charity, so I can't take whatever you brought. So Ram did not accept all the offerings, even with so much love and affection Guha brought. And what Ram said, you please offer all these ingredients to my father's horse. So घोड़ा को देने के लिए बोल दिया राम ने. And he just embraced Guha. So Ram said, I cannot accept charity. At the same time, he is completely pleased Guha. He is behaved in such a sweet way. This is what uncompromising, at the same time extending one's love and affection. Sometimes we think we have to compromise to show our love, but here Ram, uncompromising, at the same time he completely satisfied Guha. So he did not take anything from Guha, isn't it? So now, so Vamanadev came as a Brahmana to accept charity from Bali. Vamani nayanti, Vamani sukhani cha nayanti iti Vamana. So what is Vamana means? He who brings happiness. So Vamanadev took things from Bali, and in the Bali Maharaj pastime, who is a hero? Huh? And who is a villain? Bichare. Yeah, Bali Vamanadev pastime is the only pastime where there is no so much of bloodshed. Huge pastime. Practically, who is a villain? You have to search. Any other pastime where you see Kaliya villain, you see Ramayana, Ravan is villain, you see Narsinghadev, obviously Hiranyakashipu villain, bloodshed. But in Vamanadev pastime there is no villain only. And everybody got their share, correct? Vamani, Sukhani, Nayanti iti Vamana. Everybody got their share, everybody is happy. What are the characters who become happy there? Indra got his kingdom, Indra become happy. Aditi Kashyapa, they become happy because they enjoyed bringing Vamanadev and they decorated him and made thread ceremony, they are happy. And who else? Aditi, Indra. Aditi is happy because finally Indra got his kingdom back, her son got. Aditi become happy, huh? That is the hero, last item is the hero. Then Sukracharya is upset, he says, Mantratas Tantratas Chitram, Teshakalat Vastunaha, Sarvam Karoti Nishchidram, Anusankirtanam Tava. Finally Sukracharya also pacified and happy. And Vamanadev himself is satisfied, mission is accomplished. And of course, Bali Maharaj, he also finally satisfied and happy because Vamanadev is the gatekeeper. So the whole pastime, all the parties are happy and satisfied. With Indra is satisfied just getting the kingdom. So everybody is happy and satisfied. That's why Vamana, Vamani, Sukhani. Vama means Sukha. So he who brought happiness is called Vamana. Everybody is happy. Interesting pastime that nobody died or Only fight took place is, I think, when Lord becomes Trivikrama. When many demons come, that time the Vishnu Dutas, they have some kind of fight and Bali shout, hey, Viprachiti, and don't fight now, it is not our time. Like there's some, but practically no bloodshed is seen as far as I understand. So that Vamanadev who brings happiness to everybody, and Bali Maharaj who did the service to a Brahmana. Who is the best of the Brahmana? Is Vamanadev. And Bali Maharaj worshipped Vamanadev and he rejected even Sukracharya who is saying that don't serve a Brahmana. So he wished to but came in a Brahmana attire, so I had to do my duty. So in that way, that Brahmanyanam Baliraham, so he upheld the worship of the Brahmana. Who is the best of the Brahmana? Krishna himself. So Brahmanyanam Baliraham. So Veeranam Aham Arjunaha. So Krishna still remember, started the conversation remembering Arjuna, that same question Arjuna asked, and here, Virana Maham Arjuna. Among devotees I am you, but Arjuna must be saying, "Arey, wherever you go, you take their name, you forget others' name." Uddhava Gita, you speak, when you spoke to me, you spoke about me. When you spoke to Uddhava, you forgot me. Oh, don't worry, I remember you also. Virana Maham Arjuna. Bhutanam Sitir Utpattihi Aham Vai Prati Shankramaha. Indeed, I am the creation, maintenance, annihilation of all living entities. Okay. Gatyuktyutsargopadanam anandasparsha lakshanam asvadashruti vagrahanam aham sarvendriyendriyam.
I am the function of the five working senses, the legs, speech, anus, hands and sex organs, as well as those of five knowledge acquiring senses, touch, sight, taste, hearing and smell. I am also the potency by which each of the senses experiences its particular sense object.
So karmendriyas, jnanendriyas, that which perform action is called karmendriya, that which acquire knowledge is called jnanendriyas. So how to understand that? Karmendriya, jnanendriya. What are karmendriya? So we can remember like this: above the neck are jnanendriyas. Correct? Above the neck, all jnanendriyas are there. Eyes, nose, ears, tongue, skin. Skin is there all over the body, but above neck also skin is there. So in this way, jnanendriyas 5. Working senses: Panipada, Upastha. So Panipada, legs, hands, tongue, and Upastha, reproductive organ, anus. These are the working senses. That's what I said, tongue, no, mouth. So these are the working senses. So Krishna says, I am the function of the five working senses. The working senses can function because Krishna is the function. Knowledge acquiring senses, the touch, sight, taste, hearing and smell. I am also the potency by which each of the senses experiences particular sense object. So we discussed in detail last time, correct? Every sense has a particular sense object. Okay. Next is what? Prithvi Vayurakasha Apo Jyotiraham Mahan Vikara Purusho Vyaktam Rajas Sattvam Tamah Param Ahametat Prasankhyanam Jnanam Tattva Vinishchayaha.
Water, fire, air and sky, the living entity, material nature, the modes of goodness, passion and ignorance, and the transcendental Lord. All these items, along with knowledge of their individual symptoms and the steady conviction that results from this knowledge, represent me.
All these items, along with the knowledge of their individual symptoms and steady conviction that results from this knowledge, represent me. Okay. Next. Mayeshwarena jivena gunena gunina vina sarvatmana pi sarvena nabhavo vidyate kvachite.
As the Supreme Lord, I am the basis of the living entity, of the modes of nature and of the Mahat Tattva. Thus I am everything. Nothing whatsoever can exist without me.
So Krishna, after telling all these things, 38, he says, as the Supreme Lord, I am the basis of the living entity. So previously he said about I am the most important thing present in all these items. Now he is going to say, I am the basis of all. So what is the difference is that when you see Krishna says, I am the basis, means here he is talking about the Adharadaya kind of thing. There when he says that among the fighter I am Arjuna, means he is talking about the qualities present over there. So here he is the basis of those qualities. So let's see what is next 39. Sankhyanam paramanunam kalena kriyate maya natata me vibhutinam srajatondhani kotishaha.
Even though over a period of time I might count all the atoms of the universe, I could not count all my opulence which I manifest within innumerable universes.
So is it that Krishna's Sarvajnata is get disturbed here? The Lord here explained that Uddhava should not expect a complete catalogue. So Uddhava is saying that by Krishna in 38 shloka is kind of winding up. What? I keep on talking. So understand that I am the basis of every living entity and of the modes of nature and of Mahatattva. So Uddhava is thinking that why you are saying I am the basis? Tell what are the details, So Krishna is saying that anticipating this question of Uddhava, Krishna is saying that I can count all the atoms. How can Krishna count all the atoms easily? Why? He is there in all. He is Anu Raniyan. He can enter into the atom by inconceivable potency, even though atom doesn't have a avayava. So nice to know. These are some Pramana Shastras. So he can enter by Ashintya Shakti, but so he knows all the atoms. Every Paramatma inside the atoms, they give WhatsApp message to each other. This is Paramana, here is one Paramana sitting, there is one Paramana sitting. So Krishna knows, And Paraman Kalena Kriyate Maya Natata me Vibhuti Nam. So that I can count all the atoms, but I can't count my Vibhutis. So according to Srila Jiva Goswami, Kalena indicates that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is within every atom and can therefore easily calculate the total number of atoms. However, although the Lord is certainly omniscient, He is Sarvajna, even He Himself cannot supply a finite number of His opulences because they are infinite. So is there something lacking in Krishna that He cannot understand about His own qualities? Krishna knows everything or doesn't know everything? If He knows everything, then how can He not know all His opulences? So if Krishna doesn't know something outside of Him, then that is lacking. But Krishna doesn't know within Him, that means He is another great quality. In Srirangam Yatra, Radhanath Maharaj was giving classes. So he used to ask some details. Sometimes he would hear for 1 hour, too much exaggeration, 45 minutes, literally 45 minutes, all complicated histories and stories. And after hearing all these things, he will tell, okay, now I heard, let me repeat and you check whether I am repeating correctly or not. So then another half an hour or so, Maharaj would repeat all this complicated story as it is. So then you would, so is it, did I repeat properly? Did I say properly? Is there anything I missed? The next day he is going to give the class, So I was, first time I am getting this experience with Maharaj. So then I said, Maharaj, it's amazing. I never know Maharaj will ask me all these things. So first time when he asked, I got, I was little taken back and little puzzle for me. So somehow I told the stories. Then that day night I went and I started reading and preparing for next day, because if Maharaj asks next time I should not get confused, So I had to prepare and read again and take notes and rehearse. Tomorrow I have to tell all the details to Maharaj, and he knows everything, So I had to prepare. Even though I heard many times, I had to prepare. So here I when after speaking all these complicated stories, and he would repeat as it is, whatever he heard. Then he would ask, did I repeat properly? So then I said, Maharaj, your memory is amazing. I can't imagine how can you repeat all these complicated things as it is. So I said, no, my memory is just like that of yours, nothing special. Then I said, Maharaj, it is actually it's added glory to you that not only you have a powerful memory and have a skill of repetition and giving katha, but also you have the humility to give the credit to others and thinking yourself as small. So then Maharaj said, no, nothing like that. If you think that I know I have all these qualities, why I am reciting Mangala Charan and before the class I chant Radha Madhav with so much of prayers. First time I realized that Maharaj generally our class starts when we start speaking. Mangalacharan, okay, Jayarada Madhav just auto mode mein jate wo. Oh, Jnana Timirandasya goes in auto mode. But he said that if I am depending on my memory and my storytelling ability, if I am depending on my memory or my, what is that skill? Oration skill, then why I am intensely offering my prayers to Guru Parampara and chanting the pranamantras. So then I said, I know I should not be talking further. I mean, already I'm going over, but still I said, Maharaj, this is added to your glories that your added glory that you are not only having vidya but also you have devotion. So then Maharaj smiled. I understood I should not speak further. So that was interesting. It's not interesting. It's that why I'm telling this. So when Krishna doesn't know about himself, but he knows about others, so that is added glory के लिए बोल रहा था मैं. So not that is lacking. So when the great devotees, when they say that, oh, this is not my actual glory, I am depending on remembering things is not my ability, but praying to Krishna is my ability. So is that they are lacking in their remembrance? No, it's the added glory that they are depending on Krishna. Like that. Okay. Tejasri Kirta Ishwaryam Hristyāgas Saubhagam Bhaga Viryam Tikshita Vijnanam Yatra Yatra Samekshakaha.
Whatever power, beauty, fame, opulence, humility, renunciation, mental pleasure, fortune, strength, tolerance, or spiritual knowledge there may be is a simple and expansion of my opulence.
So Krishna summarizing that wherever you find power, beauty, fame, opulence, humility, renunciation, mental, simply expansion of my opulence. Eteste kirtita sarva sankshepena vibhutayaha manovikare vaite yatha vacha bhidhiyate.
I have briefly described to you all my spiritual opulence and also extraordinary material features of my creation, which are pursued by the mind and defined in different ways according to circumstances.
So, next. Vacham yacha mano yacha pranan yacha indriyani cha atmanam atmana yacha nabhoya kalpasedhvane.
Therefore, control your speaking, subdue the mind, conquer the life air, regulate the senses, and through purified intelligence, bring your rational faculties under control. In this way, you will never again fall onto the path of material existence.
So now Krishna is advising Arjuna what he should do from his side to understand Krishna. Control your speaking, subdue the mind, conquer the life air, regulate the senses. Yo vaivan manasi samyak asamyachandhiya yatihi tasya vratam tapodanam sravatyatmagatam bhuvat.
The transcendentalist who does not completely control his words and mind by superior intelligence will find that his spiritual vows, austerities, and charity flow away just as water flows out of an unbaked clay pot.
So, karmana, manasa, vacha, words, mind, and control. It is like water flows from unbaked clay pot. So, proper our understanding that control of talk means talking only Krishna Katha. Control of mind means thinking only about Krishna. So, here the discipline and austerity gradually seep away and are lost. Dana or charity refers to work performed for the welfare of others. Those who try to give the highest charity of preaching Krishna consciousness should not engage in speaking cleverly for the satisfaction of beautiful women, nor should they attempt to become artificially intellectual simply for the sake of mundane academic prestige. So, even one time, Bhakti Samartha Maharaj, Devamrit Prabhu, he was president Chowpatty temple. So he would say that sometimes even talking, it may be apparently spiritual subject matters. That also can be kind of spiritual prajalpa. In what sense? That you leave your service and you just talk about Krishna also. That also it can be also called a spiritual prajalpa. So that also will drain our energy, even though it is Krishna conscious talk. But the Krishna conscious talk should be based on how I am able to serve Krishna and others. So that particular thing. So that's why on Ekadasi day, on different days, we reduce talking, even managerially also. So many other talks concentrate on Krishna conscious talk. Tasmat vacho mana prana nichayen matparayanaha madbhakti yuktaya buddhya tatap parisamapyate.
Being surrendered to me, one should control the speech, mind and life here. Then, through loving devotional intelligence, one will completely fulfill the mission of life.
Yeah. So again, Krishna as Bhagavatam says that tathap mad bhakti yuktaya buddhya. So that is a key word. Mad bhakti yuktaya. That you control your mind, word, speech and all these things. But how you can do that? Not independently, but mad bhakti yuktaya. You have, that all has to be connected as devotion to me, surrender unto me, being surrender unto me. Otherwise, even great yogis, Hiranyakashipu also control his speech, correct? Control his mind. But mad bhaktya yuktaya, that is not there, isn't it? So mad bhakti yuktaya, that is a key word here. Hare Krishna, we ended this chapter. Okay, just till some more time. So shall we discuss that particular topic? As short as possible. So what is the topic? Question? Any of you have thought about it? How we can, here we discuss Anvikshiki, that Yukti, Anvikshiki. And Krishna says, what is it? Yuktya prabodhitaha, correct? With Yukti I enlightened Arjuna. So what are the Yukti we can present if somebody says that Aham Skandaha, Aham Vishnu, Aham Vasudevaha. And so just like you worship Vasudeva, who Krishna says Aham Vasudevaha. So Krishna also said Aham Skanda, Aham Shiva, wielder of weapons. So I will worship Shiva or Skanda. That means I will not chant Hare Krishna, I will not come to Vishnu temple, Krishna temple, ISKCON temple, I will go to Babulnath or Lingaraj temple or Kedarnath, sufficient for me. And I will achieve the perfection like the same way you achieve. What answer you can give? It's a question asked. Yes.
We can say that same Krishna is telling Aham Sarvasya Prabhu also elsewhere. And there are some shlokas like, that shloka is quoted that all rivers go to ocean. So whatever you worship, it will go to Vasudeva only. Keshavam adhigacchati. So what you are saying is true, the worship goes there only. But there is some difference, no? That's why it is told. Difference would have not been there between Keshava and others. Then why this verse would have been written? This Keshavam adhigacchati, that verse. Sarvadeva namaskaran.
Keshavam
yatha, something like that. And then Krishna is telling Aham Sarvasya Prabhu also. Everywhere. So there is a difference between Krishna and Skanda, surely. And there is some connection, there is some similarity, but there is some difference also, which is spoken elsewhere in the scriptures. Like that we can propose respectfully, appreciating his faith on Skanda.
So the source is there, Krishna says, I am the source. When you say Aham Skanda, that refers to the not the source, but to the emanation from the source. Okay.
Prabhuji, may I attempt?
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, Krishna is using a logical teaching method, that is, category wise. Like when you say, if you want to explain the greatness in a category, then you give the highest example. Like for example, among the scientists, people will take Einstein ka name, or among the mountains, then Everest, or among the oceans, then Pacific Ocean. So like that only among the military commanders in Vedic culture, then this skanda comes. So Krishna is saying that you don't accept me blindly. You understand and then you accept me. So if you want to understand the peak of a military leadership, then that peak represents Krishna's power. And that is why it is, many people think mythology, but actually it is not mythology. And that is why when he's saying that when this logical structure is he's giving, so he's saying that extraordinary excellence exists in every category. So that excellence also should have a source. And that is why Krishna is claiming that all the excellence is originating from him only. And that is why maybe he's saying that
So basically he is talking about the power and the strength.
yes, his power. Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu.
I think perfection also has different categories of perfection. Depending on which worship you do, can't you get perfection in that particular field? But you want ultimate perfection, then you have to go to ultimate source of things. So if you worship Kartikeya, you may become perfect in military science or fighting. In that way, every category you have different perfection, not same perfection.
Yes. So, valid discussions, interesting observation. So now all the answers are one common thing. You are saying something?
He is Skanda. If you worship Skanda, you cannot worship Krishna. But if you worship Krishna, you are able to worship each and every person because they all represent Krishna. A sun, globe, and the rays. All these are the rays of Krishna. But that doesn't mean the sun. But when you worship sun, you are able to take access to all the kirna, all the potencies of that person. These are the different potencies.
Okay. So, interesting, and these are all the yuktis you have presented. Now, basic understanding the yukti is that you have to go outside this presentation and you are supporting. For example, he said, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu, that is outside of these statements, Aham Skandaha, Aham Vasudevaha. Like that, you have said about, somebody said about in the online, strength, strong like the strength, So, basically we are going outside this statement and presenting our yukti. You also spoke about, the 100 includes 1 and 2 and 1 doesn't have 100, like that. Now, is it possible to present our yukti only using this same statement to the worldly person from their own logic? So that is a, you want to say something?
One objection is like Krishna says his many things. Like for example, Gita he says, I am lion among animals. So you can't worship lion. because he is saying I am a lion among animals, now you worship lion is equal, same thing. So everything has different aspects of it.
So that means, will you worship lion? That is also very, very important yukti. This is very important yukti, that Mriganam Mrigendrosmi. So then Aham Mrigendra, So is it that God is lion? Can you go and worship him? So this yukti is there. So now, another interesting observation is that, let us see some technical understanding. So, what is the statement? He says statement is Aham Skandaha. Aham Skandaha. So now translate into English. Aham means I am. Skandaha means a particular personality. So whenever you use the usage in English or Hindi or Marathi, how the world is using that the word represent a particular object. Shabda and Artha we discussed, correct? Shabda, Artha, Vachaka, Vachya. So Shabda is bottle, Artha is this particular way. This is Vachya, or Vachaka is bottle. Shabda is spectacle, this is Vachya. Similarly, what is Aham Shabda Vachya? Aham Shabda Vachya. What is the Artha denoted by the word Aham? That in one side. The next word is Skandaha. That is Skandaha is a Shabda. What is the Vachya of Skanda? Kartikeya. So, worldly example. When you say, I am, if some John is saying, I am John, or the dog is saying, I am dog, what is understanding? The meaning denoted by the word I and the meaning denoted by the dog, they are non-different, correct? Non-different. That is understanding. So, if I say that lotus is a flower, lotus is a flower means what? Lotus and flower are non-different. And when I say I am a Prime Minister, the Prime Minister says that word I, he and the Prime Minister, they both are the same. That is what the world works. That's what the language everybody understands. So here with that understanding the question comes, when Krishna says Aham Vasudevaha, I am Vasudevaha, the I and the Vasudeva are non-different. Non-different meaning comes. So with the logic that when I say in the world, I am Prime Minister, I am Chief Minister, the Chief Minister and I are non-different. If the Prime Minister says I am Prime Minister, Modi says I am Prime Minister and the I is non-different. So similarly, Krishna speaks Aham Vasudevaha, that means I and Vasudeva are non-different. You also accept, I also accept. Similarly, when Krishna says Aham Skandaha, that means Skandaha and Aham is a non-different. This is a logic presented. So with the same logic, we have to explain to them that how there is a difference. So we give the worldly example again. For example, you say that, the worldly example, you call a auto rickshaw wala, you don't know his name and all. So you call, hey auto, idhar aa jao, तो भागते भागते आएगा वो. So then he said, क्यों आया? तो हमको बुलाया आपने. That I am auto. auto आ गया करके बोलेगा. So what does it mean? Easy auto? So here he is saying I am auto, but here it doesn't mean that he is auto. What is understanding? That he is the owner of the auto, correct? So world also sometimes uses this usage, or another example, like in many time in temple, they give Mahaprasada deity to different people who did different seva. So somebody is a pujari who did seva for whole year, so he will be called and he will be offered garland and Mahaprasadam. Somebody is a fundraiser, he will be called and offered Mahaprasadam. So sometimes they won't call by the name, they will just say that oh, Mridang, next is Mridang. Mridang means Mridang player will come, So next is Nadaswaram, so the PP bhajane wala wo aayega, So then he didn't call that name, the person's name, but this called the department, Next is, fundraise, fund department. So he called the department, but who comes? That person comes, correct? So many times we see in the worldly usage that aham and next word comes, not absolute meaning is taken. So sometimes when there is a different kind of relationship called cause and effect, possessor and possessed, and when there is a controller and controlled, this usage of the same words are used. So, like for example, we say that auto wala, same example. So why we call that person as auto? Is auto driver, auto owner. We call him as auto. Why? Because without his permission, the auto cannot be taken out. Without his permission, he can't sit in the auto. So, like we say that if Putin says something, so Russia speaks, he said, no, Russia said like this. Russia did not say, Putin only said. So, is it Putin is Russia? So Russia is Putin? Or, Trump or Modi says. India spoke like this. Arey, India means what? So India and Modi is non-different. So then, instead of garlanding Modi, I'll garland some India map. Will that be agreed? You know. So there are many times the non-different usage is done when there is a relationship of fully controlled and controller and controlled, cause and effect. So here we say that auto have come. As soon as auto driver comes, bell rings a bell. The servant will go in the house. He say, "Auto आ गया, auto आ गया." अरे auto कहाँ पर आया? Auto वाला आया. So why is saying auto have come? Because that auto is fully under the control of auto driver. Correct. So there is a relationship of controlled and controller. So without his permission, auto cannot move. Or when we say that without Putin's permission, the Russia cannot take any other action. You know, he is fully controlling that. So in that kind of situation, there is a usage of these kinds of usage. So similarly here, Krishna uses the word aham skandaha means what? That Krishna is a complete controller and skandha is controlled. Just like the shop owner says that if the famous shop, for example, Reliance company, Ambani says, "I am Reliance." Mehu Reliance. Oh, Reliance आ गया, कौन आया? Ambani come. So if Ambani says, "I am Reliance," what does it mean? Reliance shop is different. Ambani is sitting in that Antela hill in Bombay. But why is saying Reliance is Ambani, Ambani is Reliance? Because he has a full control over Reliance. He is a possessor of the Reliance. He enjoys the Reliance. He is a beneficiary of the Reliance. So in such relationship, there is non-different usage. Similarly, when Krishna says Aham Skandaha, here is I am Skandaha. In what sense? Skanda is different, Krishna is different. But here is that of fully, the auto driver is in the Meho auto, I am auto. So why he is saying that? Because auto is fully controlled by the driver. He is owner. Now, Ambani says, "I am Reliance." Why he say I am Reliance? Because he owns the Reliance. Possessor and possessor relationship. Cause and effect. I created this company. Similarly, so in both sides, when there is absolute oneness also, I am Ambani means there is absolute oneness. Ambani is I am Ambani. But when we say I am Reliance, in that sense, that oneness is there, but oneness is based on a particular relationship, that of control and controlled. So this usage is there in the world also. So there in the world, when Ambani says I am Ambani, you accept in absolute oneness. When Ambani says I am Reliance, there you don't take him as same way as I am Ambani. You understand a different way. The Reliance shop is different, Ambani is different. But how do you say Ambani is Reliance? Because he controls that, correct? So that is what difference, but at the same time oneness is there. Similarly, when Krishna says Aham Vasudevaha, there is that of, like that of Aham, I am Ambani. Example. But when Krishna says I am Skandaha, there is a relationship of Ambani saying I am Reliance. So what does that mean? That's the Reliance company is under my control. I give power to Reliance company. Similarly, Krishna says that the strength towards Skanda has the power to defeat the enemy, the Senatipati. That power is I am. Because that power is given by me to Skanda, I am Skanda. But when Krishna says Aham Vasudevaha, that is complete non-different. So this is how the world also works. Shastra also works according to the world. So if the world affair you accept, you also accept here. Now on top of this, the person will argue. So I am Ambani saying that place you take Aham Skandaha. I am Reliance taking that place you take Aham Vasudeva. Ulta argument karega abhi. How you answer that? Then you have to go to the context. As he said, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu Matta Sarvam Pravartade. So Krishna says, I am the original source. So that means Aham Vasudeva means it is like I am Ambani. Aham Skandaha, that means I am Reliance. So with the context we have to accept like that. So the worldly yukti, the worldly logic also is seen. So you also accept the world, I also accept the world. Both are common in that. So same what you are accepting, that's what is mentioned in Shastra also. So then he has to accept that, So Shastra doesn't contradict the worldly views. And Shastra also present the logic which you accepted by everybody. So if you think that when Krishna says Aham Skandaha, that is, Krishna is non-different from Skanda in absolute sense, then you have to accept that Ambani's Reliance are same. So instead of garlanding Ambani, you garland Reliance shop, you will get nothing. But if you garland Ambani, you will become happy and you will get maybe so much of money. So in this way, that the non-different mention in Aham Skandaha, that is different, that of a difference, based on difference, non-difference is mentioned. But when Krishna says Aham Vasudevaha, Aham Ramaha, Aham Adityanam, Aham Vishnu, there the non-difference is that of a different non-difference, that of a absolute oneness. But other place, that non-difference based on and the relationship that of controller and controlled. He say, father says, instead of giving money to me, give to my son. मुझे देना और बेटा का देना दोनों एक ही है. Why एक ही है? His stomach is different, son's stomach is different, but because I am his cause, he is my effect, मेरा बेटा है. So because of the closeness, there is non-difference. But if you say that if you are feeding me also one, feeding my son is also one, so that will not work. Father will be hungry. So there is differences there. So wherever there is this relationship, oneness is seen in the worldly usage. Beta, father बोलेगा बेटा और मैं एक ही है. Aham my son, I am my son. My son is me, I am my son. But there is the oneness is different. That kind of oneness is mentioned by when Krishna says Aham Senaninam Aham Skandaha, Aham Pralladaha, Aham Arjunaha. But when Krishna says Aham Vishnuhu, Aham Vasudevaha, that oneness is that of I am Ambani or I am Prime Minister, like that kind of oneness. So in this way, Yukti is presented. So which Yukti is correct? Then you have to take other Aham Sarvasya Prabhuho, all other things. So in this way they will be satisfied. Okay, the way you are presenting, it is also there in the world. दुनिया में भी ऐसा है, इधर भी ऐसा है. So then they will be satisfied. Okay, world में भी ऐसा understanding है, इधर भी ऐसा understanding है, ठीक है करके बोलेगा. But if you try to say this is not really meant by this one, this is meant that one. So this is one of the yukti presented in the Shastra. Hare Krishna. Does that make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji, very much.
Hare Krishna. Okay, somehow that we completed this chapter, and tomorrow we'll continue the next chapter. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj Bhagavatam ki jai.
If you take same logic for those statements also, like I am.
That's what I said.
No. For I am Vasudeva, I am Vamana. If you take same statement like controller, it shows Krishna's supreme position. Means Krishna is control of even other avatars. That also other sense.
Oh, that you are next level. Oh, first let us come to our home. Ghar ke andar baat alag hai. But from outside person comes here. Basically, when Krishna says Aham Vishnu, that and Krishna says Aham Skandaha, both are different. Which way? World also speaks similar way. So that's why we have to go through the world, then come to Shastra. If you tell only Shastra, ये तुम लोग का कहानी है, अरे तुम भी मानते हो दुनिया में ऐसा ही व्यवहार. So then हाँ ठीक है मैं भी मानता हूँ, like that. So we can shut their mouth. So this is how the yukti. So when Krishna establishes I am not this body, he is not quoting Shastra. What Krishna is quoting? He is quoting the world. Vasamsa jirnani yatha vihaya, dehino asmin yatha tehe gaumare manam jara is a world. So Krishna goes to the world and then comes to the Shastra. So this is called yukti, anvikshiki Shastra. Take the world help and come to Shastra. Now, but when we are discussion, all of you are going to Aham Sarvasya Prabhu or this one, that one, but this is how the one of the yuktis are presented. Hare Krishna. Yes. Yes. Yes, that we have to learn. So one sample we thought we'll discuss in this chapter.